So when I speak about people's needs and deeds, okay, given to each according to their needs and deeds, and punishing them according to their deeds, okay? Think of the example of a little kid, his romantic desire versus a grown man. Now think about different types of grown men. Urkel, Harry Potter, their romantic desire versus Debo from Friday. It's different than mine, okay? Don't let the looks fool you. I am not what I look like to some degree. Okay, I'm a very intensely romantic person that they fumed and poisoned and they changed my shape. Think about somebody getting in a car accident where their face will look different and it'll be deformed. They like deformed my body and they changed, they deformed my face. But it's the most intense romantic person on the planet, and that's part of what's lost in translation here. Now, let's look at 1 Corinthians 13 and we'll overkill this. I have a true love, desire, and needs and deeds. Other people do not. I'll prove that definitively using their own Bible. 1 Corinthians 13, 1 through 3 talks about without love, one is nothing. Faith, even faith, they make the example of, is not as great as love, that love is greater. Verse 4, love, this is how they define love. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. I'll help you understand why I don't have false pride. Paul in his other letters, is written by Paul, says if you're going to boast, boast in the Lord. So he's encouraging people to boast in the Lord. Okay? And there's a difference between I deserve something and I'm envious of somebody else for having it. It's not the same thing. I do not want to be anyone else. Okay? And I do not desire a chicken head bitch who hasn't been brought to the Lord, who doesn't submit to God and me. Okay, if a chick says, oh, I'll have sex with you and hang out with you and act like herself, right? Without her changing her into her perfected self from God, I don't want anything to do with that tramp. You see what I'm saying? So it's not the same as envying what other person has. What they have is a punk-ass bitch in rebellion. I want her truest self and an attractive woman in her truest self. Verse 5, it does not dishonor others. It is not self-serving. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Of course, if someone rapes a child and they go to church to be forgiven, do you then put them in charge of the kindergarten? So that's not what it means. It means, in a sense, it does not keep a record of wrongs. Now, if others are dishonoring themselves, and I'm pointing that out to bring people to God, is that the same as dishonoring others unfairly? No. So it does not dishonor others unfairly. It is not self-serving. I serve God. I put God first, or else I would simply fucking sell out and fucking do what it takes to get some airhead bitch, right? It is not easily angered. It keeps no record. So if somebody's raping your kid and you fucking say, what the hell, and you flip out and you beat the shit out of them, is that easily angered? No. Just because you can be made angry quickly doesn't mean you're easily angered. Okay? Somebody fucking looking at you wrong, you blow their head off, that's easily angered kind of thing, depending on the situation. 6, love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with truth. So are people supposed to marry people under evil pretenses and date people in rebellion against God? Okay, lying lips detest those who they lie to. So what evil and flattering lips work ruin. Okay, so when you flatter somebody, when you're polite to people who are evil and encourage them to keep being evil and reinforce their cultures of evil, okay, you're working ruin. It is evil to do that. Okay, so it is always, okay, so it does not marry in the name of evil, does not date in the name of evil, does not reject me, which is evil. Because I am the bridegroom, I'm the Messiah, I'm even called the bridegroom. Okay? But rejoices with truth. Okay, and I am the way, the truth, and the life. If a woman rejoices, an attractive woman is rejoicing with me and she's married to the wrong guy, should she divorce him from me? Yes, because God did not put them together. Evil put them together. It's an invalid marriage. It's not a true marriage. It's sexual immorality, and they should repent and be purged and have mental clarity to make the proper decision, the true decision, true to God. Proper in terms of the divine order of God, not proper English or something. Okay, 7. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres, right? So it always rallies to the King. It always hopes in the King. It always obeys the God through me and always perseveres. You'll be hated by everyone because of me, but the one who stands firm to the end will be saved. Matthew 10:22. Okay, verse 8. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be silenced. They will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part, but when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. So I'm more complete than everyone else. They're not even walking the way of righteousness along the path of justice. So I'm the complete Messiah in terms of what I need to be to bring you to God. And then after I die, I'll be at the right hand of God in my pure form. You see what I'm saying? So that's when completion comes. So I'm prophesying in a sense, in part, but as the Messiah, not as who's far above Paul in the story. In real life, who knows who that Paul was, and certainly I'm above everyone else that ever lived. So 11, when I was a child, I talked like a child. I thought like a child. I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. Remember 1 John 2:15, do not love the world or anything in the world. Whoever loves the world, love for the Father is not in him. So you look at it in terms of a worldly scale, okay, a worldly culture scale, where you say, hey, this guy lives with his parents and he's 40. He doesn't have a suit and a BMW. Well, neither did Jesus or John the Baptist or Stephen the Martyr or Isaiah, and on and on and on and on. Okay? So that is childish to look in the terms of the world. That's why it's called baby line and Rothschild. Okay, it's childish. Okay? So when I was a little baby, I talked like a little baby. I thought like a little baby. I cared about toys and I didn't think about God so much. But when I became a man around 10 years old or so, I put the ways of childhood behind me and said, I'm going to try to do the right thing. So I got a little mischief. So what? That's just a part of, becoming a more refined man. Truly, I tell you, there are countless people around the world. Only me and my father and I are truly men. Everyone else is a little child that never grew up because they think like a child, they reason like a child. For them to truly become a man, they have to put the ways of childhood behind them. And it's not a coincidence. This is 1 Corinthians 13, the same chapter in which they're talking about what love is and isn't. Okay? So what love is and isn't, and what a man is and isn't. So these people aren't men. They don't have love. Their marriages aren't valid. Straightforward. Done. What else is there to discuss? 12. For now we see only a reflection as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully. Then as I am fully known. Even as I am fully known. And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Okay, so it comes later instead of earlier in the chapter. Minor mistake, insignificant. Doesn't change my point in the slightest. All right, so let's look at the interpretation now. So basically, he's saying for now we see only a reflection. You see the face, see your face in the mirror, but you'll see face to face and know fully in the future when completeness comes. So you'll know God, you'll know your true self, you'll know your true soulmate, and so on and so forth. And you'll know these things if you walk in the way of righteousness along the path of justice, all the way to the finish, persevering and standing firm to the end, and all who wish to live a godly life in Christ will be persecuted. Making it hard for me to speak, but if you don't understand what I'm saying, just fucking comment while there's still time. Because after I'm gone, what are you going to be able to do with these videos anyway? You'll be on the way to hell anyway. And you'll be like, oh, that was my mistake. Okay, note, interpretation of love. So humility is the fear of the Lord, and one must put a lamp on its stand. So am I full of false pride when one must put a lamp on its stand and people are playing stupid about the fact that I'm the Messiah? Okay, I have to declare that I'm Messiah. It says, proclaim the glory. What is whispered in your ear? Declare from the rooftops. Who can proclaim my mighty acts? Psalm 106 and so on and so forth. Matthew 10, Psalm 106, saying to the righteous to declare what righteousness is. And if you're the Messiah, you must declare that you're the Messiah. In fact, the Jews said to Jesus, if you're the Messiah, tell us plainly. And he told them. Okay? What is there not to get? Okay. And boast in God, elevating them if they are... Okay. So one must elevate themselves by their speech if they are a king, if they are a true king. Jesus said in the story, you will see the Son of Man at the right hand of power, or sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One. Okay? You think that is... I'm out of time.